It's too hot here in Bangalore, and the spammers are making merry with equinoxes, heat waves, and red alerts, etc. And I thought of considering a couple of such messages because they caused confusion. The first message was about equinoxes, and they were warning people to stay indoors because the equinox was causing heat waves. And let's check what exactly is equinox. Before that, let me ask, where do the sun rise and set? We know it's in the east and in the west, but not quite true. Sun do rise in the due east and in the set in the due west only on 2 days, namely March 20th and September 23rd, on the day of equinoxes. On all other days, the sun will be rising either towards south or towards north of the due east, and will be setting either towards south or towards north of the due west, depending on where exactly you are on the earth and where exactly the earth is on its orbit. We see the sun moving from east to west in a day, and in the same way the sun will be moving from south to north and north to south in a year. Sun is moving from Tropic of Capricorn to the Tropic of Cancer, and then Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer is an imaginary line 23 degrees and 26 minutes north of the equator, and this is the line the most northerly position at which the sun can be directly overhead. And the Tropic of Capricorn is an imaginary line 23 degrees and 26 minutes south of the equator, and this is the most southerly position at which the sun can be directly overhead. The Tropic of Cancer passes through 8 states in India. Some of them are Gujarat, Rajasthan and West Bengal. Sun moves from the Tropic of Capricorn in December and reaches on the equator on March and reaches on the Tropic of Cancer in June. And then the mummy returns. And then the sun returns from the Tropic of Cancer through the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn again. Actually, it's not the sun that moves, it's the earth that moves, but because of the axial tilt of the earth, the sun seems to be moving as the earth moves on its orbit. This causes the climate to change, right? No, it causes the seasons to change from winter, summer, spring, fall, like that. And it also causes some beautiful phenomena such as polar day, polar night, white night, etc. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, and they say it's dangerous, and I just can't agree with that. And I'm a big fan of beauty. You know, in some parts of Norway and Iceland, the sun do not set for a longer period of time, and there will be continuous days. In Norway, it's starting from this April 19, and I'll be explaining that in my next video. So, when the sun reaches here on the equator on March and September, we call it equinoxes. And the sun reaches here on the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn on December, and in June we call them solstices. And the equinox has got nothing to do with the heat wave, because the earth will be directly overhead somewhere or the other between these 3 lines. Interestingly enough, these hawks originated in countries like Singapore and Kenya, and they had reasons to forward that. Guess what? They were on the equator. And we Indians are nowhere on the equator. I think we must be more concerned about the solstice, the June solstice. An equinox is a normal astronomical event that takes place twice every year for last 4.5 billion years, ever since the Earth started revolving around the sun. Another message was a red alert stating that the temperature in Bangalore may be varying from 45 degrees to 48 degrees and you must drink at least 7 liters of water. Guess what? The highest temperature was 36 degrees. India Meteorological Department has a website called imd.gov.in and it will be providing weather warnings through its All India Weather Warning Bulletin. And this employs a 4-color warning system to warn about extreme weather conditions, not only about the heat wave. It may warn about extreme rain or cyclone, etc. So these are the 4 colors. Green, which means no warning. Yellow, which means be aware, a small warning. And orange means be prepared and update and keep vigil. And red alert, which means most vigil and take action. So according to the Hindu, for heat wave, these color codes may vary from 41 degrees to 43 degrees, it's yellow alert. And an orange alert is from 43 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius, and above 45 degrees Celsius, it's red alert. And I checked the IMD website and we have a green alert here in Bangalore, in Karnataka. That being the case, circulating a red alert and asking people to stay indoors, a red alert which never exists, is counterproductive. So, do we have a heat wave here in Bangalore? Yes, that's true. I am not trying to reject that. A heat wave is a prolonged time of unusually high hot climate and it's measured relative to the usual weather conditions of that area. So in a place of hot temperature that is considered normal may be a heat wave in a different places. For example, in both Chennai and Bangalore we have 36 degrees Celsius, and in Bangalore we have heat wave and in Chennai we don't have a heat wave. There is a good article about heat wave in National Disaster Management Authority website called ndma.gov.in, and I am quoting from that. Heat wave need not be considered till maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees Celsius for plains and at least 30 degrees Celsius for hilly regions. So it's true that there is a heat wave in Bangalore, but there is no red alert yet given, not even yellow. So when I say this, I am not criticizing those who are forwarding the messages. Now, we have a good heart. We are concerned about our friends, our relatives. That's why we forward this message with good intention. But those people who create such filthy messages create it with filthy intentions. They are antisocial elements trying to create unrest in the public. We must be aware of this and should not allow them to make use of our good heart for their benefit. The purpose of this video is not to teach any science. I just have two intentions. First is to make you more confused and more curious. Second is to enable you not to forward any such spams. If I have succeeded in the first, I have also succeeded in the second, because when you are more curious, you are not going to send any spam messages to anyone. So thank you for watching my video, and if you find it useful, you can share it with others. And if you really have time, you can go ahead and watch part 2 and part 3 of this video and stay curious.